Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Sheen Apparel. I am an author and knitwear designer from the Pacific Northwest, and today we are taking a look at my current group of notebooks that I'm using. So this specific video was inspired by one that I saw Sarah Cannon do a couple of weeks ago. At the time that this is filming, I watched it 2 days ago. But by the time this goes live, it will have been about 2 weeks anyway. So Sarah Cannon did the original version of this video, and basically it is a different way of organizing these notebooks that I have not done before, and I think that it will work really well for me. So what I'm doing is I have a massive stack of notebooks here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 notebooks here that I use on at least semi-regular basis. I'm sorry, 8. There is an 8th one. And what we're doing is I have a collection of pencil pouches and cosmetic bags next to me that we're going to use as pencil pouches, and we're going to put the supplies for each notebook with the notebook so that I am not trying to hunt things down all the time. So let me clear off this stack a little bit and we can get started. Okay, so these are my 2 primary notebooks. This is my planner. It has all of my notes, my common placing, my Kanban board, my schedules, all of that are in here. This is my catch-all. And then this is just like a scrap notebook. It's got brain dump stuff in here, my to-do list, that kind of thing. And I don't always have this secondary notebook. Right now I'm kind of trying to use up this one so I can switch to something more pocket-sized. But these 2 take the most stuff. Let me get these out of the way because I don't have a lot of space to work with. And then this is my main pencil pouch. I got this off of Amazon. It has been through the wars. I should probably toss it in the laundry before I put stuff back in here. I got this off of Amazon, and I will try to link it down below. I will link to what I can on Amazon just to make it easier for you guys to find, and then you can try to source it from other places if you are not a fan of the Amazon. Anyway, so this is what I normally have with me, and this pencil pouch goes with me everywhere. So let's take a look at what I have in here and what I actually use in that planner on a day-to-day basis. And I'm looking at this, and I'm actually seeing supplies for 2 other notebooks that I don't have here. One of them is my reading journal, the other one is my regular journal. So this okay, so this is more for my regular journal where I like to glue in ephemera, and then this is the pen that I use on my reading journal. So I'm going to set these 2 aside for right now, and I'm just going to pull out the stuff that I use on my regular planner. So I use these 2 highlighters to put in deadlines, releases, and appointments. Actually, that should probably be these 3. So I need to work on updating my color coding. Currently, this is for appointments. This is for releases, so I'm going to use the green for deadlines. So these are going to go in there. This is just a cute black Alpaca pen. I like the way that it writes, and currently it's my main black pen that I use in my planner. I normally just like to use black ink in that planner just for consistency's sake. And then I also use a pencil in that planner just for stuff that I'm not sure about. And then I always like to have a spare eraser. So these are the supplies for my main planner and my to-do notebook. So this can go into a much smaller pouch than I have been carrying around. So this bag actually originally had crochet hooks in it. I got it off of Amazon, and I consolidated the crochet hooks into another Notions bag that I had. So I'm just going to put these in here. And then that's everything that I need for these two notebooks. Next up, we have this one. This is the notebook that goes with me to the office. This one is also very, very basic in what I use, and I don't want a whole lot of distractions. So what I use with this one, I use page flags. This is just like a leftover, almost empty one that I had at the office at my last job. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this one with it to use up, and we can save my good page flags for later. I also do like to have Post-its, and let's go with the two smaller packages and use these up. I think my little ruler is going to be good to have there because I do like to write in columns. Washi tape does not stick in this particular notebook. Oh, this needs to go with the other planner. I do white things out a lot in my other planner. I don't use it in this one because, as you can see, the pages are off-white, and it just really bothers me when the whiteout is that visible. So I'm just going to put a regular pen in here. And then this is another one where I don't use a ton of highlighters. So let me pull out my big container of supplies. Okay. All right, I'm going to go with the pink highlighter for my deadlines. I have more highlighters. Where are they? Here we go. See that I still need to rearrange some things a little bit. So if we are keeping pink for appointments, I'm going to keep green for deadlines, and my blue is actually in a different pencil pouch that I had for my annotations. So we've got my blue highlighter here. And I might as well add all of this stuff to the stack so that I know where it is. And I think we're good there for my my stuff that goes to the office. So let me move these out of the way now. We will be coming back to that. And also to this one, which actually I might as well get into it now since we're here. So one thing I started doing when I'm in the office is I use fountain pens. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One of them is I'm a pen snob. The other one is I discovered when I was working construction that most people don't know how to use a fountain pen, and therefore if I had a pen out on my desk and people needed to use it, they ended up not stealing it. So these are some of the pens in my collection. The ones that I had in my hand are the ones that are the most used. So what I'm gonna do is, I do like to have a ballpoint just for like quick notes types of things. And then for the office, I'm gonna take my two most reliable, the ones that I don't have to mess with when I need to write something down quickly. I've got my Lamy Safari, I believe is the style of this one. And then this is a Pilot Metropolitan. These are two of my favorites. I believe they need refilled. So I'm going to set these aside right here. And that is going to be my kit for the office. Do I have anything that matches that? I think I'm probably going to try and fit everything into here, just because it's very plain, which makes it good for the office, and I can just slide it onto the notebook. So we have pen number 1, 2, number 3, highlighter, okay, I'm gonna have to actually use a bag for this, unfortunately. Doesn't quite match, but it's got the same vibes. We'll use this travel themed pouch. This came from Ipsy. Most of the bags you'll see me use come from Ipsy. And that is set number 2. Number 3, this is my knitting design book. And actually, this one is pretty much good as is. It just has a black pen in it. These are my favorite like non-fountain pens. So the only other thing that this needs is a pencil. I'm going to go ahead and steal the eraser from my other pouch, just because this one doesn't have an eraser on it and the other one does. The other pencil I have in there. So we have pencil, pen, eraser. I do use Post-its with this. When I am not sure about something, I will write a design note on a Post-it and then actually write it into the book later. I do use scissors with this, but because I use it mostly for snipping off yarn samples and trimming down yarn labels, I'm going to use this pair right here because they're a little bit dull. So these came from Diaso. They're just mini snips. They have a little cat-shaped container that they are cat-shaped sheath, and then there's a magnet on the back. So it's that. I do sometimes color in here, but not always. So let me pull out my colored pencils. So I am very, very particular, good eraser, about my colored pencils. This comes from being a former artist. I really don't like wood pencils. That is just like a personal vendetta that I have. So I tried these Twist Erase pencils, or I'm sorry, not Twist Erase, Twistables from Crayola. I can't recommend them. They aren't fabulous. The color payoff isn't great. The individual colors are not labeled, which is why you'll see I wrote the color on them with a Sharpie. And often the color that comes out is not actually a good match for the color of the pencil itself. So there can be some drastic differences, but they don't really break. You can just twist them out however long you want. It's like a mechanical pencil. So I will use these. So this means that I need a larger pouch. So I'm going to go with this one. This is from the Happy Planner. It came in their Hocus Pocus box last year. So this should have enough room for all of the colored pencils, plus the scissors, Post-its, all of that stuff. Next up, we have my podcast planning notebook. This is usually where my first draft of my scripts go. This one's pretty basic. It really just needs a black pen. The other thing that it needs is stickers, because I use the stickers to make it easier to find what I'm looking for. So these are the Happy Planner sticker books that I've collected over the years. There's a few like miscellaneous things in here too, like these are from the Home Edit, and I do really like those. That they have a lot of stuff in them that I use, but they also have a lot of stuff that I don't use. So I'm gonna pull out my kind of miscellaneous stickers. My oversized stickers go in here. And I was using these in my old work notebook. However, stickers and washi tape don't stick to the pages of my current one. So these are just kind of setting aside until I use that one up. Here we go. So this is the one that I use with here, with my podcast notebook, and I mostly just use like, you can see these big ones I've mostly used up, and I just use them as a way of identifying pages when I'm flipping through. I'm actually realizing that I cannot find any of my Happy Planner pen loops, which are just like an elastic band that goes over your notebook. And that would be very handy for this, to link these things together. So I'm gonna have to find those, but I'm not sure where they're at the moment. Number 5 is another easy oddball one. This is just my planner that I use for video games. Basically, it has my Stardew Valley grocery lists in it. What I need to find more of, who I'm working on for leveling up friendships, quests that I'm in the middle of that I don't want to forget about. And I don't keep the pages in here. Like, once I've filled up a page and no longer need it, I just throw it away. This isn't something that I hang on to. I also have this fluorescent pink pen, which it's meant to write on black paper. However, I don't really have any notebooks right now I'm using that have black paper. And it doesn't work very well on white paper. Like, I wouldn't put it in my planner or anything like that. It's legible, it's not me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it in here, so that way I have a pen with this planner at all times. Because I've discovered that my number one rule of doing anything is the notebook has to have a pen with it at all times. Otherwise, things get written down in the wrong place. Next, we have my writing notebooks. So here we have basically my series Bible. And for this one, I just have sheet protectors inside, and then I use scrap paper from our printer and just write on the backs of that, because it's always changing, and printing new things out constantly seems like a waste. And then this is the one for my author business stuff. And I've showed you briefly the inside of this one, but you actually haven't seen yet. That's going to be in a future video. You will see the inside of this in more detail, I mean. So this is mostly just like my to-do lists, my social media calendar, and then I can't show you this page because this is directly related to story, but I've been using a lot of stencils on here, and that's really been helpful for me. So what I'm going to do is change something around from my day planner. So we're back in the regular planner, and you may be able to see I've got all of these tabs for the different sections, and the one that I've been using right here is for a section I don't even need anymore. So let's just take this out. Okay, so that is one problem solved. I don't need to worry about replacing that. But this is the stencil. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. This came from the Happy Planner. I put some washi tape on it just to keep these pieces from wobbling around. I wish that this was a slightly thicker plastic. It's not bad as it is, but these inserts do wobble, and it can make it really hard to use it sometimes, which is why I have the washi tape on it. But this is the one I've been using the most in this notebook. Let's keep those two together. I haven't used any washi tape in here yet, but I am planning on it. So I like to have a thin one and a thicker one. This was part of a kit that I got, I think from Michael's maybe, and it's all like zodiac and fortune telling themed. And then I also have this one, which is Sakura Blossoms, which I got from Diaso, which is a Japanese dollar store that we have here on the West Coast. And then just for good measure, I'm also going to add this flamingo washi because that is what I used to cover up the tabs on my section dividers. So right here I've got the flamingo washi, and then I just wrote down what the section name is. You know, this particular planner I do use a lot of highlighters and color with. Currently I am using these. These are friction highlighters. They're kind of the response to the mild liner, I guess. They're okay. They are a drier ink than I would like. They do erase okay. It takes more effort than I'm comfortable with. And they do also make my black pens bleed a little bit. So they're okay. They're not great. I was trying them out. I liked the colors. So we're going to keep these in here. I haven't used any stickers yet in this one. Let's see. Let's go ahead and just add this sticker kit because it's almost used up. I want to finish it up, get it out of my stash, and it also kind of goes with the color theme that we have going on here. I'm also going to add another fountain pen to this. And since this is used at home, I'm going to use one of my less reliable pens. I buy cheap fountain pens, which are about as effective as my voice at the moment. So I'm going to put these two in here. This is a Jinhao. It is a X750, if you can read that right there. I love it, but I have noticed that the Jinhao pens do tend to leak and dry up a little bit if you're not using them consistently. And then this one is a Placer Platinum. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. It is extremely lightweight. I really like it. It is generally fairly reliable to write with, but occasionally if I don't use it for a couple of weeks, it does dry up a little bit. So keeping those two in here. Let's go with the butterflies because that kind of matches the color palette. Does not match the cover of the notebook, but that's okay. So the sticker sheet, or the sticker book, I'm going to go ahead and just put in the binder because it has pockets that can hold it and it'll be safe there. And then the stencil, I'm just going to put inside the notebook. And actually looking at this notebook, I have used page flags as dividers between sections. So I'm going to go ahead and take this package of page flags and put that in here too, maybe just temporarily. But I also know that I need to do some reorganization, so the location of these flags is probably going to be changing. So that way I at least have them for the reorganization. Okay, one left. And this is an almost empty notebook. This is the notebook that I use for the Harry Potter Knit and Crochet House Cup, which, let me get my nerd credentials out there right now. It is an online role-playing game based on Harry Potter in which knitting and crochet is your magic, and you create challenges based on class prompts. It runs in a 4-month cycle. You have 3 months of classes, which are prompts, and then 1 month that is a break month, and there's still events going on during that time. So this is the most like scrapbooky type of notebook that I have. I use a lot of ephemera in here to decorate the pages. It also has other lists in here that are related to my knitting. So I've got room for, yeah, this is the last term. So, okay, I've got room for one more term in here. Once this is full, I'll probably be switching over to another happy planner. But for right now, this is what we have. May and June exploded on me, so I haven't done a whole lot with it. I actually just wrote over the May page to make it July because I had done nothing with it. So you can kind of get a feel for how I decorate this. This is not a good example. It's usually a little bit more like this. Anyway, that's what's in here. So this one I use these pens right here. These are duochrome pens that are good for writing on colored paper. Got these off of Amazon. I also use a white gel pen. I do cat hair everywhere. I do use washi tape on this. Now exactly what washi tape I use varies from month to month, but usually it is spooky themed. So I'm going to use my bats. And I'm actually running out of spooky themed washi. And let's see. So this term I'm in Gryffindor. I'm usually a Ravenclaw, but we'll go ahead and put in that red. And then just for good measure, I'm going to add the black and gold bows and then just a pattern. I also do sometimes use a Sharpie in here. I do need my ruler. I've got my scissors here. Absolutely need a glue stick. These are my favorite. They're just by Scotch. I got a bulk set of them off of Amazon. And I think that's about it. So this is clearly the biggest pack. Oh, I should also pop in a pencil. And then because this pencil doesn't have a great eraser on it, I'm also going to throw in an extra. So in addition to this, I also use a lot of ephemera, stickers. This pouch right here has my most used stickers in it. And this just lives on the cart next to my desk, so it's accessible no matter what notebook I'm in. So I'm going to go run a load of laundry, pop this in the wash, and then the rest of this can go in here. The other thing that I normally use with this is my letter stamps. So now that I'm going to have more room in here, I think these are going to go in there as well. Okay, so I think that was quite productive. This is mostly the end result. This is my TV and reading journal with the gold pen that I use with it. It also needs a black pen. And then this is also the notebook that I use this stamp pad and occasionally these stamps with. So these might go into more of a general area, or I could just use the same pouch for both of these notebooks, which I might do that just because those are the two most highly decorated. I do also have a sticker book that I use for this one, but I can't get to it at the moment because of my filming setup. So let's go ahead and just put those two together. But everything else is nice and organized. My happy planner bags I can clip into the notebooks. In cases like this, I'm gonna have to come up with another solution. I'm thinking probably just an elastic band, kind of like a pen loop type of deal, but I'll need to do it in custom sizes. These two I don't really even need to link together because they're gonna live in my bag. But yeah, that's where we're at. I don't know if I'll be able to maintain this system. It might end up being too fussy for me, but we will see how things go. This also helped me take inventory, so I definitely need more elastic loops. I need more black pens, just because the fountain pens are not great for traveling. So that is why those two can work together, because they stay home. So I can use my fountain pens with those. I don't recommend traveling with cheap fountain pens. The ones that are in here are my good ones, and they don't leak or dry out, and they write every time I pick them up. So that's why they can go in here. I'm sorry, it's in this pouch that has the fountain pens. I'm already getting things confused. This does not bode well, but we'll check in a few weeks and see how this system is working for me. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. I hope you have something cute and fluffy to cuddle with, and I will see you next time. Ciao!